Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Outlawed Live with Ron Stone, and usually with Jason Schultz as my co-host here. Jason's got something going on with his daughter's sports tonight, so I think it's just going to be me here in the catbird seat. Got some good guests on tonight. We've got Titan Tire Representative Kim McCarty going to be coming on here in just a few moments. Then we've seen some teasers out there about a reveal tonight. We're going to show you a little bit of what we're talking about there. We've got a team on standby in Peyton, Iowa. Of course, a lot of you know what Peyton, Iowa is famous for, but we'll get to that a little bit later. So without further ado, let's bring on Miss Kim McCarty from Titan Tire. Kim, how you doing?
Hi there, Ron. How's it going?
Going good.
Good.
You're in the car right now heading for Des Moines, right?
I am on one of my many trips through Iowa. Might as well live there, and one of my favorite states in the Midwest. But yeah, pulled over safe and sound. So far, so good at one of the fantastic Casey's around Iowa. So.
You're having better luck with the cell service in Iowa than I do. I'll tell you that right now.
Well, it wasn't great about 10 minutes ago, so I found a little pocket here. Yeah.
Nebraska is where I have trouble. I don't know what it is about Nebraska. I don't know if you've ever seen T-Mobile's map. They show on coverage. There's a big rectangular hole in the middle of the country, and it's Nebraska.
Nebraska, yeah.
Who I have is T-Mobile, so it's really not that bad, though. You get some service there. But want to welcome you. Welcome everybody for tuning in to Outlawed Live every Tuesday night at 7. I'm donning some headgear tonight. I've got the fever. Just got back from Texas. Kim was down there over the weekend with the Beer Money pulling team. We all crowded into a camper and drove to South Texas, to Columbus, Texas, and videoed, live streamed the Thunder by the Colorado truck and tractor pull down there. It's not an outlaw pull, but it is put on by outlaw members, Whitey's Eye Check and Cole's Eye Check, Tim Mikowski, and you've got Donald Nelson and Dustin Corliss and Cameron Neves and the gang down there. Doug Voth was down there. It was a really good pull, but we have a new crew, live stream crew, production crew running our video this year, and it's the Beer Money pulling team. So this was kind of a let's go down and check everything out.
A little bit of a test run, maybe.
A little bit of a test run. I tell you what, it went absolutely awesome. So if you have the fever, watch
the big question is, are you the only one that brought home a hat?
Well, this is actually a hat that I've had for a long time. I dug it out of the closet, and I thought, I got to wear that for my buddy Whitey down there in Columbus. Whitey's Eye Check. He always wears a cowboy hat. So, I've had this for a while.
In honor of Texas, yeah.
I've gone through my share of cowboy hats. You know, I've tossed them into crowds and things when I was playing music. But, no, it was a great pull. I mean, if people have the fever and they want to watch that pull, the pulling season hasn't really started yet. So, go to Beer Money.
I would be surprised if anybody doesn't have the fever right now. I think, I think we all feel spring, and then all of a sudden it feels like summer, I think our team is raring to go. We've got stuff coming in and all kinds of things planned. And I think anybody that doesn't have the fever for it right now just isn't a fan, if you ask me. So
yeah, I agree. It gave me the fever being down there. It was like 91 on Saturday, a balmy 91. The stands were full of people. It was great weather, but great way to kick off the season for us. We're going to Kentucky this weekend to do the Hansel Sullivan Memorial Pull, and then we take a weekend off, and then we go pulling. It's coming. Well, no, we take the Pullers Championship the following weekend in Illinois. Then we take a weekend off, and then we go pulling for real in June. So
you guys kick off polls on my birthday. So it's
that's your birthday, the 2nd or 3rd?
The 3rd. So it's a good weekend.
You're going to be 29, right?
Again, yes. Again.
Yeah, me too. Mine comes up in November.
And again. Yeah, so that's okay.
So yeah, Kim McCarty. Now, is that spelled the same way as the rum? Are you related to the rum people?
No, I feel like if it was spelled the same as the rum, I might not live in Illinois and spend my time in Iowa. I might be on an island somewhere. But we do always say that it's not a party without Bacardi. So that is a saying.
There you go. Awesome. That's cool. Well, my last name is Stone, and the Keystone Light always had time to party with the Stone. So
I feel like we'd have a good party together. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
As a college student, I had, of course, all the local liquor stores, Keystone Light point of sale hanging up in my apartment. So
of course. Yep. Yep. Of course.
So anyway, let's talk about Titan Tire. First thing I want to ask you is explain to people what the relationship is, Titan and Goodyear.
So that we get that question asked all the time. That's where I could have made my millions if I could get paid every time I get asked that question. So Titan years ago actually bought the licensing rights to Goodyear farm tires here in the States, and over the years, many other countries around the world. So we actually manufacture Goodyear farm tires. Many people do not realize that under that Goodyear farm tires winged foot, it says made by Titan. So Goodyear does not own Titan. Titan does not own the company Goodyear, but we do own the licensing rights to manufacture the Goodyear farm tires. Okay. So
awesome. Now, of course,
little tidbit of information. We also manufacture Titan farm tires. Okay. Titan construction tires, Titan branded skid steer tires, as well as Titan wheels, which go on a huge majority of the ag and off the road equipment out there in the world. And a lot of people don't know that about us either.
Awesome. And of course, the LSW technology gets a lot of billing out there in the advertising.
Yeah. Yep. I always love it when we get tagged online in Twitter or Instagram or Facebook or wherever we are, because as Texas goes, it's bigger is better, right? Especially in Texas. So just those huge super single flotation tires. Obviously there's lots of options out there for that, but really we're the only ones that manufacture that combined assembly. In low sidewall technology, both with the wheels and the tires. So we feel like it's a pretty good marriage between those two, and you really get the best of both worlds of what it can give you for just upgrading the performance of your tractor. So seeing those all over the country right now, especially with growers and farmers who are getting them shoot up right for planting season for the first time. The rave reviews always come in, that it's so nice to float across that field, get in earlier, and just lower that compaction. And of course the ride is just smooth. So, that's always great to see happy customers this time of year.
Yeah. And harvest time, I'm sure they really come in handy when the weather gets kind of iffy at harvest time. I mean, I can see that.
I think farmers sometimes are always the one to push the envelope, right? They always want to see how far they can push something. I mean, they follow all road speeds, they follow all weight limits on everything. Of course. But definitely getting in that field even days earlier, right, can make a world of difference, especially with acres that you're trying to cover, custom cutters, right, and the roads that they travel for their customers. So yeah, definitely on combines, we're seeing a lot of adoption, both on the front and rear fitments with LSW. Yep.
Okay. You said getting in the fields, but getting out is you guys' specialty with your tires, right? Getting out of the field.
Yeah. So, both getting in and then not causing issues, right? I mean, I think sometimes when you're running duals and you're in that scenario, I mean, you're really ripping the field up, right? And you're really creating some horrible rutting, which you're going to pay for and deal with in the next season on cleanup. And really it gives you a best of both worlds during both seasons. And from a sprayer standpoint, even during season, I mean, we're having just adoption across all pieces of equipment for a lot of different reasons in each of those applications. So awesome. Pretty exciting stuff. We always have something new going on when it comes to LSW.
Yeah, awesome. At the farm show in Kentucky in Louisville in February, I stopped over there to talk to you about something, and you guys had like the most popular booth over there with the exception of Case IH. I couldn't even get in there to talk to you. I waited. I was like, you know what? I got to go. And you guys were busy. You had a lot of stuff going on there.
Oh man, that show was fantastic. Hilarious side note about that show, by FFA students, we were voted 2 of the best giveaways. And one of which was a LSW tractor air freshener. And the other one was beef sticks. So, if you're making the FFA kids happy, that's gotta be saying something. But no, we had We had so much going on during that show. It was awesome. We had farmers from all over the area, and that show pulls from so much farther, I think, than people realize down in Louisville. You're in the middle of February and you are itching to get out of the house. So
Absolutely.
it always bodes well for us. But we launched the sister tire of the world's largest ag tire, the LSW 1400 30R46, and a custom flow grip. So it's a really aggressive, deep tread for those environments that just are wet and muddy all the time. And that got just rave reviews from customers. And then we were tire flipping, and we had all kinds of fun stuff going on. We've started a sponsorship with Amanda Nigg of Farm Fit Training, and just trying to, help spread her mental health awareness campaign through physical health. And she's fantastic, because you just don't think about having 15 minutes making any kind of an impact during your day from a wellness standpoint. But she really challenges you to find 15 minutes. And if you really work hard, you can find that 15 minutes for both physical and mental health. So she just has such a great thing she's doing for the ag community, and partnering with her and doing tire flipping and having the biggest tires in the world on display. It was a fantastic show. So we're hoping we're hoping everybody gets to see some of those throughout some of the polls this summer.
I think those Outlaw 2023 calendars were kind of a hit too there, weren't they?
They were a hit. Yes, they were absolutely a hit. We had a little boy came running in and was just so excited, and was like, I'm gonna find the young guns. I know they're here somewhere. And came back in with his brother, and his brother didn't get a calendar, and thank God we had one, right? So he got one. And it's fantastic to see the young guns become both leaders in the industry and in the ag industry. And even, they just carry such a weight with these little kids, and as all your pollers do. But just to have somebody a little bit closer to their age, right, starting to get into polling and winning and being successful and trying new things, I think it just shows that anybody can do anything they put their minds to, and these little kids just look up to them so much. So it's just it's exciting to be part of that.
It's all like you said, that gap that gap in age from a child to, say, one of our pullers are veterans, let's say.
Yes. Yeah.
That you bridge the gap there a little bit with somebody that they may be able to connect with a little bit more, and they might seem have a little more connectivity to them, and they look up to them. And it's awesome. That program has really taken off. I mean, I think we have 40 young guns now, actually, pullers with the Outlaws and the Heartland group. Do you market? Does Titan market in Europe, in France?
We do. Yeah. Yep.
We have a gentleman that's been tuning in here for a while now. He lives in Normandy, France. He said he's watching right now, having a cold beer, watching the show. So,
I'm trying to think what time it would be for him. That's probably a pretty early morning, late night.
Really late or really early, or however.
It's one of the two. Yeah. No, we have rights. We obviously manufacture Titan tires for a lot of different applications around the world, and we have the licensing rights to Goodyear farm tires in a number of countries over in Europe as well. So, no, I mean, listen, in the States, we are proud to be American made, but we also export our product around the world and have other manufacturing facilities in South America and otherwise. And we hope, we can spread the good news about LSW. And I think when it comes to standard product, we're still looking at a very high quality product and really backed by the industry's best warranty. That's not just words on a page. That's us putting our money where our mouth is when it comes to quality. And we have a lot of guys out in the field that specialize in stopping by your farm and weighing up machines, making sure you're running at the right inflation pressures. There's a lot of things that I think differentiate us. And the biggest thing is just being available, right, in all those local communities, especially across the United States. So don't hesitate to reach out to your Titan dealer wherever you might be.
Absolutely. I got to give a shout out to my buddy Dave Bennett here. He's watching. He thought I was copying him with the hat. Doesn't look too bad, does it, Dave? Huh? Not too bad for Kansas boy, huh? Dave Bennett. I don't know if you know who Dave Bennett is, Kim.
No.
He's the former announcer for the Outlaws, and he retired a few years back, and I took his place. And they call him the Oklahoma Cowboy. He always wore the cowboy hat and the boots, and
So really, he's checking in on you to make sure you're doing a good job.
Probably
That's really
making sure.
really
He'll send me a text, whenever he wants to steer me right,
There you go.
No, he's good friends with Dave, and him and I. He gives me trouble sometimes chatting during a pull. He'll be watching on the live stream, and then when he's announcing at Louisville, I'll give him a little trouble and send him some messages, So, no, great
nothing
guy.
wrong with a little friendly banter.
He's actually, I'll see him again this summer at a big pull. He's coming back to announce a pull this summer, so it should be
very cool.
Really
I
awesome.
don't think, I used to go to polls when I was little, and thanks to your team, right, for getting us involved. And I've got so many guys on the crew that are signing up to attend and signing up to work and toss out hats and do everything that we do. And once you get that fever back, it just does not feel like summer without running around at a whole bunch of polls. So we definitely have drank the Kool-Aid and are enjoying
it's tasty. It's really good. Yeah.
Yeah.
If I worked for Titan, I'd be volunteering, every weekend to go to the polls.
And we give away tickets to employees, especially any of them that are in the vicinity of our plants. And there's always a lot of names that get thrown into the hat for that. And then there's always a couple that think that they can, call me up and sweet talk me into some tickets. So we're just excited to be part of it. And it gives us a great opportunity to do some customer appreciation, right? For our customers and our dealers' customers. So we're just excited to get the season started and kicked off. We've got a lot of good stuff cooking, so hopefully everybody will come out and see.
Can you tell us a little bit about it? We want to hear about some of the stuff you get cooking there.
Well, one of the things that seems silly is when we toss out items to the crowd, we always like to get them involved. And I'm kind of a believer that whatever I'm tossing out to you is something that I would wear, something that I have worn, something that I enjoy wearing. I'm not really a fan of just spending a few bucks on a crappy hat and throwing it out in the crowd.
Right.
I mean, so we're throwing out things that I feel like people would be proud to wear. So they're good looking, good quality, and it's just an opportunity for us. I know 90% of those people in the stands are farmers, and I know that they're some of our customers. So it's going to be a great opportunity just to say thank you and just shake their hands and tell them how much we appreciate their business and support the young guns in the process.
Awesome. Tim Dunfall, one of our pullers in our light limited pro stock class, sent a message here. He said they run your tires. He said they're
Nice.
They're awesome. I think that's what he's trying to say there. I think spell check kind of got him there or something. But thanks, Tim, for tuning in.
Absolutely.
And then, okay, here we go. Here's a question for you. Can you see the questions, Kim?
I cannot.
Terry Burgett says, had a question for you. Does Titan still carry the Terra tires in the same size as Goodyear?
I'd have to check the product line. If we don't, then they were subbed out for something else that would be able to be used in whatever application. So, but if you send me that individual's contact information, I'd be happy to check the lineup for them.
Okay. Yeah, the Terra tires, I think the Goodyear Terra tires were 66, and then they had a 74. I think maybe a 48 was the small one.
Yep. And we make, we make product line changes like what feels like continuously. So we're constantly adding sizes and, improving the construction, improving the materials. There's just, there's so much that goes into making a tire versus just dumping rubber into a mold, right? So we've got a couple different of our brand ambassadors out on YouTube that have done some tours. The Welkers family, for example, as well as Cole the Corn Star. And if you want to know how a tire gets made, those two are 2 videos to watch. And it'll give you a whole nother appreciation level for our labor force here in the States and our teams in the plants and all the engineering that goes into those tires. But
we got to go back. You said somebody, the Corn Star. Did I hear you say that?
Believe it or not, yes. One of our brand ambassadors is a farmer in Iowa, and his family is the Corn Star family, and they're a riot, and they run our tires, and they've been in our facilities, and they're just a great Iowa family. But we have Laura Farms, if anybody's familiar with that. We've got Fast Ag out in Montana. Really, you can't throw a stick at YouTubers without hitting some LSWs out there. So my absolute favorite is the Welkers because they name their machines. There is Beastbind and there is Clifford, and those are two big case combines that run our LSWs. So
awesome.
It's all about the entertainment factor at that point.
Oh yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, Jan from Normandy, France said it's 2 a.m. there too. So
woo, late night.
Yeah. Going on 2:30, Jan. You're up a little late, buddy. You're up a little late.
That's a lot later than I stay up, but that's okay.
Connie Roughcorn says, "Hey Kim." You know Connie?
Yes, I do. We actually sponsor their sled. They actually just ran this past weekend at one of their first polls. It has the Titan logo, and their team is actually from where I'm from, in Central Illinois, and their son works for Titan. They may not claim him today. I don't know. Connie will have to chime in, but
harsh.
But yeah, we sponsor their sled, so it's pretty cool.
My buddy Zook Fukerberg, who lives in Texas, crazy. He has a name like that, and he lives in Texas. That's actually his alias. He's been in Facebook. He's been in Facebook jail so many times he had to come up with a different. Yeah, he says I'll have to have a black hat, a felt. Yes, I have a felt. Zook, I absolutely do. Zook was at the pool down in Columbus over the weekend. Kurt Van Beek, KVB tuning in. Kim needs to come to Rock Valley, meet Dave, and get on ESPN2 coverage. There's Kurt letting stuff out of the bag again.
He just can't help himself.
He can't. He's always leaking. He could never be trusted with our secrets of this nation. The top secret. Yeah, you couldn't tell.
Yeah.
Kurt Van Beek.
Even I kept my mouth shut on that one, Kurt. Come on.
So I guess we'll have to talk about that a little bit. I mean, just a tidbit anyway tonight. But John Robertson watching from Rockwall, Texas. Thanks for tuning in, Doug. Is it Grage watching from Manila, Iowa? We'll be in Manila this summer.
Yeah.
Awesome. A lot of people tuning in tonight. Cody Vanderholm says, "Thank you, Kim, for what you're doing for the Outlaws." Cody, of course, one of our media guys.
Yep.
Photographer Brian Fuhrer, thank you for all you do. Lots of praise here, Kim. Lots of praise.
Well, I have a great team, and I'm sure if you haven't met Scott Sloan, our Ag and Global LSW product manager, he will be around the polls. And if you say the words LSW, he won't be able to just shut up about it. So he'll be out at the polls. And then we have, of course, all of our Ag specialists and our sales managers. Got to bring the sales guys along for the ride. But we believe so much in the young guns. I mean, these are our leaders in the ag industry in the future, right? Both leading in their communities, on their farms, and at corporations like mine across the country. So we just love them. They're all just great. They all work hard, and it's an awesome opportunity for us to be part of that.
Terry Brigette is saying he's looking for the 66-inch tires is what he's looking for. How do we put you guys in contact with each other then?
He can actually message us on Facebook under our Titan and Goodyear Farm Tires page, or Twitter or Instagram, any of our channels. He's also more than welcome to email corporate.marketing@titan-intl.com, and that does come directly to me, and I'd be happy to get him in touch, and awesome. We'll see what we got going on. Yep.
Awesome. Just going through some more of the comments here. Kurt Van Beek, OT Outlaws, proud to have Kim and Titan Tires as a sponsor. Let's see. Terry said he subscribes to Cole the Corn Star.
He's quite a character. But his the one thing I love about growing up on a farm, it was always a challenge to try and explain to people what we did. And I had cousins who raised hogs and lots of corn and soybeans right in the Midwest. But these YouTubers are really educating the non-farm community, not to mention they're pretty entertaining, and a lot of people love casting them to their TV, just like any other show. But Welkers, does a great job of educating people on just what farming is like out in their area. And then just challenges, right? Knowing what they go through on a daily basis to get that seed in the ground. I mean, there's just no other occupation that spends as much time as a farmer does making decisions and then basically hands it off to Mother Nature and prays, right? That everything will go right. And when it doesn't go right, they've got plan A, B, C, and D that they're working through to basically fuel and feed and just the world, right? I know it seems like a Hallmark card, but I think we're all appreciative of what those guys do. And guys meaning girls, guys, everybody.
Right. Sure.
But my favorite thing about shows is to see those kids that when you say, what do you want to be when you grow up? And they say, I want to be just like my mom, or I want to be just like my dad. And the reason is because they're a farmer and they hop on those tractors and they crawl all over the machines. And whether they go to college and come back to the farm or not, we need those people every day, right? You need truck drivers and you need farmers. And I can't remember the quote, I think, policemen, right? Those are the three people in your life that you actually need to thank every single day. So
and the farmers, I mean, they keep us fed, and they work their tails off, Kim. But you know what? Being around them for several years now, they party as hard as they work too. I'm telling you, a lot of them do.
There is no doubt about that. There is a very play hard, work hard mentality with farmers. There's no doubt. There's plenty of those polls and those state fairs that I'm pretty sure they're stockpiling beer for months before those events even come rolling around, because that's their night to let loose. So
getting a lot of thanks here from people, not only pullers but fans. Fukerberg said he met you at Wisner, said thanks for what you do. Russ Dostal, he's a super fan. He says thanks for all you do for Outlaws and tractor pulling. And Cody Vanderholm, sales guys like going to the pulls. It's not actual work, he says. Haha. And then where did she go here? Connie said, I think she was answering you, said, it's all good. Sorry about no photos, she said.
Oh, they always get me a photo eventually, but I'm sure that, I give benefit of doubt. Those first few polls, right, out of the season, those can be a little hectic working the bugs out. So, and she does a fantastic job of keeping that whole crew organized, and just like, just like any farm mom does. So, we just won't tell her husband that she's in charge.
Terry's talking about the Big Bud tractor. Does it have the LSW tires on it?
Yes, it does. The Big Bud 747 is the world's largest farm tractor. It is owned by the Williams family in Montana, and it does actually have the world's largest ag tire, the LSW 1400 30R46. It is actually dualed on the fronts and the rears. Wow. And there's videos of that on our YouTube channel. Of that changeover, and lots of videos. We actually had that tractor during its last show in 21, and ever since then we've had lots of other Big Buds in the booth. And the biggest thing is just the Williams family couldn't find a tractor that could withstand the weight and the engine power of that tractor, and they just love the LSWs. We actually just outfitted their 440 with LSWs, and that little tractor is not a little tractor, and it looks little next to the 747. So we're actually going to be releasing a video on that here quickly. So, but we do have, for anybody that does want to reach out to us, I would love to see who's watching this. If you reach out to me, reach out to Titan and the marketing team, we might have some little models of some Big Buds sitting around that we might send out.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think I have one of those. Yeah.
So let's see who's watching.
Awesome. Yeah. Stay tuned for that. And let's see. Now those are high flotation tires. Could you drive like a tractor with 8 of those on it across the Mississippi River, Kim?
We've had so many people ask us that. We do not advise that. Okay. We are not responsible for anything, but yeah, I mean, in theory, but I think we had a competitor that attempted that, but it's not great when you have to disengage the 4-wheel drive to be able to make that happen. But, the flotation option, the flotation that those tires give you is really ideal. I mean, there was a must have been 19 at Farm Progress, and it was so muddy out at the ride and drives, and no one was running except us. And we were out there with a 9000 series John Deere with 1400s on it, and we were just sailing, right? Smooth sailing. And not really ripping stuff up. We were having fun in the mud, of course, but the idea is obviously not just to get in early, right? But to make sure that when you leave that field, it's ready for the next season, right? So it's a great product. We're super proud of it, and it's been years and years and years in the making. And when you are really pushing the industry for a paradigm shift, it does take time. And now we've got farmers across the country that are convincing dad that it's the right decision. And once they do, that dad's the one that you can't really get out of the tractor. So it's always a good story.
So Taylor Van Beek is asking a question I was actually going to ask you a little bit ago. When's Titan going to make pulling tires?
We get asked that question a lot. Believe it or not, I think our engineering team has some things up their sleeve that they're working on. I probably shouldn't let too much out of the bag, but we've always got some super secret stuff that we're working on. But we do get asked that question a lot, which I think is part of the reason why they've started thinking about it. But it's a good question.
Good question. Well, Kim, we'll wrap it up here in a minute, but I can't get through this without mentioning the Iowa State Fair, the things that you guys have done with the FFA and the Outlaws, the kiddie tractor pull at the Iowa State Fair. If you can touch on those things just a little bit before we get out of here.
Yep. Obviously, Iowa State Fair is one of the biggest fairs, and I know everybody across every state claims to have the biggest. But the Iowa State Fair is really near and dear to our heart because that's where our flagship tire facility is based there in Des Moines, and we've got so many employees in that city. But we do a really fun kids tractor pull on one of the days, so stay tuned for that. And that was
massive. It was massive.
That was massive. We had security was freaking out. We had people everywhere. We were blocking entrances. It was fantastic. And when you want to see, if you want to see determination to win, Little Kids Tractor Pull is the place to be. So that was right outside next to our container, right outside the new Elwell family park. And of course, last year we got the overhang on, which was a game changer, right, for all of those events. We do lots of drawings and prizes and giveaways, and we throw things out, and it's such a great opportunity. We also raise money for the FFA as well as Farm Rescue. And if you're not sure what Farm Rescue is, you should visit their website. If you've got a little extra time on your hands, it's a great opportunity to volunteer or make some donations. And basically what they do is they help farmers in just tough hardship situations, both plant their crops, take their crops out at harvest. They bring hay to their livestock. There's lots of things that they do. And I think if we all know farmers, they're one of those very prideful groups of people, right? They are the last person to reach out for help when they need it. So we just admire what they do, and it helps the farmer stay humble and yet still get things done and not have to miss a season. So they're organization we do a lot of fundraising for during the Iowa State Fair as well. So it's a huge event, and anyone that's in the area should definitely put that on their calendars and come out and see us in August.
Yeah, that pedal pull blew us all away. I don't think anyone expected it to be that big. It was crazy. So we'll definitely have cameras and things out there this year.
Now, you know what's funny is there is a little girl that did not get her trophy and her ribbon.
Oh, no.
And it is still sitting. We tried calling the school, but they don't give a lot of information out about children. Right. So as they shouldn't. But it's still sitting on my desk, and I will be bringing it with me this year. And until I find that little girl, she kicked butt that day, and she deserves her trophy. So
she needs her trophy. That's right.
Yeah. So if you happen to have a daughter who has a sister who also won a trophy and she missed her trophy, you be sure to reach out to the Outlaws, and I will make sure that she gets her trophy.
We're going to find her this year.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Yep.
Kim, thank you for taking time out to be on tonight. Titan Tire, class act company. All the folks there have been nothing but great to us. You're doing things right. I mean, we love you guys, and look forward to more years of partnership here with Titan Tires. Great company.
Thank you so much for the opportunity to say hi to everybody tonight.
Thanks for coming on, Kim. We'll see you soon.
You're welcome. Yep, sounds great.
Have a good night.
You too.
All right, Kim Bacardi with Titan Tires. Awesome. We probably could have talked to her for a couple hours here, actually. We're going to go live to Peyton, Iowa. Peyton, you done with makeup and everything up there? We all good to go, guys?
Lori just got Kevin done, and then she did me last.
No cowboy hat, though.
No cowboy hat. Well, I'm donning the cowboy hat tonight, guys. I'm doing my best Dave Nelson or Dave Bennett. Sorry, my best Dave Bennett impersonation here.
Please don't confuse the two of us. Can you hear us okay, Ron?
Yeah, I hear you just fine.
Okay. Yeah, don't confuse me with Bennett. There's two different worlds there.
Yeah, he already accused me of being an impersonator early in the show here. So I'm actually just wearing this because we were in Texas over the weekend. I felt the need to drag it out of the closet there. So
Okay.
Good deal.
So
how's everybody doing up there in Peyton? It looks like you're having nice weather.
It's beautiful. We're sitting here out in the grass. We just got done eating brats and hot dogs, and we're sitting here admiring something.
What are you admiring, Dave? Whatever could it be?
We're admiring this new sled. But before we talk about that, let's talk about Kevin and Lori real quick.
Okay.
We all know Kevin Bauer. We've known Kevin sitting on the back of that sled and hammering everybody on the track. And we've known Lori, was it 16 years we figured out?
Yeah.
So when Bert and Gordon kind of stepped away and Lori came on, we figured it's been 16 years that Lori's been taking everybody's money and giving it to Kurt, we think, but taking everybody's money as the secretary while Kevin's out on the track. And so we wanted to talk a little bit about what's the history of Kevin and Lori Bauer and what they've done with the Outlaws, but tractor pulling. When did you guys, thinking back, when did you start getting involved in tractor pulling?
I started antique pulling back in '78. Full time with the Outlaws. We actually started before that, but we've been in the big sled since 01.
2001. Can you hear us okay, Ron?
Yeah, the wind is starting to cut into the audio just a little bit.
Come a little bit close. We'll come closer. So 2001 is when the big sled started happening, and Kevin was bouncing on the back of them and eating everybody's dirt. So
how many times have you had to be hospitalized for hitting your head, Kevin, in the sled? Just curious. None? How many times should you have been hospitalized maybe for getting beat up in there?
That's a better question.
The first sled I run was an open station, and Houston, Texas that night. It wasn't very pretty. I went over the top of the control panel.
really,
And
Oh, wow.
I bounced off the fenders and ended up on the ground. I was pretty sore that ride
I
was
bet.
a tough ride on.
I bet. You remember that one for sure.
So that was open station back
That was
starting in 01. 93 is the open station started. And then when did you guys go to a front windshield with the canopy over the top? 1987, somewhere in there? 97? 97. So let's turn the camera real quick.
No.
Follow me. That lady in the blue coat, she'll be out here in a minute.
That would be my mother.
That's Grandma Bauer. So that's
She was in a dead sprint there.
I've never run that fast. She's over here behind the camera saying 87. We couldn't make out her.
Awesome.
All that, but it's been a great. We love Kevin and Lori for all they do for us, but we're here tonight to celebrate the big reveal that I know we've been talking about on Facebook, and so we'll back up a little bit. This last winter, Kevin and Lori with Doug Orwich. Is Doug logged in there tonight or no?
I can't tell. Doug, if you're on here, comment or something so we know you're watching.
Yeah, I sent him that link, so he needs to tap on the link and come on. But this last winter,
hang on a second. He might have. He is there. Let's bring him on.
let's see.
There we
his
go.
face.
Hi, Doug. Can you hear us?
Carol, both there.
Oh,
Yeah,
good.
awesome.
Hi, Doug. Hi, Carol.
So Doug and Carol are from Nebraska. They're from Wisner. He's part of the promoter team out at Wisner. So if you see Doug's face, I can't see the camera, what's on there, but if you see Doug Ortwich, Doug is one of the promoters at Wisner. But this last winter, Kevin and Lori and Doug and his wife had the opportunity of buying Kevin's red sled and running it as a team, just the two of them. So we're excited tonight. They've got a whole new wrap on it, as well as something pretty neat on the front. I mean, have you ever driven a Kenworth or a Volvo or anything like that?
Oh, I started out driving the Kenworth.
Started out driving. So
Yeah.
you got to imagine if Kevin's got his own Peterbilt now, what it could look like. So let's go. Don't show.
I was going to say, Dave, there's probably few trucks that Kevin hasn't driven. Just
well, true, but yeah.
yeah.
But when we show the truck here in a minute, it'll tell its own story. But don't show the truck yet. But let's go over. Kevin, take us to your sled. Tell us what
So
the name. So this is the new red Kevin and Doug and Lori. What's Doug's wife's name?
Carol.
Carol. This is their new sled. This is the red sled that Kevin's always run the last couple of years.
Okay.
But this is the new look. Let's go up on the logo.
It's called the Outlaw.
How appropriate, right?
How appropriate could that be? Very
And
nice.
it's not because of the outlaw truck and tractor pulling. It's because of Kevin's kind of an outlaw himself and Lori. So, yeah. Hence the pistols on there.
Yeah, that looks nice. Very
Yeah.
clean.
I only felt it was appropriate.
Yep.
You can even see there's some bullet holes under the O and up under the pistols.
Oh yeah, see it now.
That's right.
Very nice.
And then in front of the weight box.
Front of the weight box, if they've got a rear view camera or rear mirror, they're going to see Kevin coming literally as the box is coming forward, you know.
Yeah. And then we're going to walk around.
I see Diesel
Power Plus.
Diesel Power Plus, Delton Wristlers.
Yeah.
business
So Delton
down there.
Wristler, you guys know our t-shirt trailer.
Yeah.
Delton and his family are the ones that run the t-shirt trailer, but they're also the ones that own the Diesel Power Plus shop down in Missouri.
The ones that done the graphics.
And they're the ones
Diesel on
that
the
wrap
wrap it. Okay, gotcha.
Yep. If you look up on the sled up there, we've got Dave Neville here, but one of the other sponsors of the sled is Schaefer's
Schaefer
Oil.
Dave?
Yeah, Schaefer Dave's
Dave
here.
is there? Awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks, there.
We had a couple
Better get over here and
beverages
say hi.
and a couple brats here, and
Okay.
Dave behind the camera.
We know the sled has an air-cooled Deutz. Hey, Dave, how are you?
How we doing, man?
It's Schaefer Dave in Peyton, Iowa. You guys have a regular party going on there.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of what is called for when I see something this amazing.
Awesome.
I
Awesome.
could not.
I'm assuming the sled is all the lubricants on the sled are provided by Schaefer's Oil.
We could prove that to you by the empty pails, but yes, they are.
Very nice. Very nice. Thanks, Dave.
Yep. Thanks. Yep. See everybody.
What's your door?
We'll get both of them here.
Look at that.
So-
That's beautiful. Gotta
So
love
Case
that.
IH being our corporate sponsor, the main title sponsor of the Outlaws, this year we're going to celebrate with them at every tractor pull. We're going to celebrate 100 years of the Farmall brand, to where we're going to have some antique tractors at a whole bunch of pulls doing for the national anthem and things like that on opening ceremonies. But you're not going to see this on any other sled in the U.S., this Farmall logo. So pretty cool
That's
stuff.
awesome. Yep, 100 years of Farmall. I've got an F20 sitting in a barn in Ohio, just saying.
There, get it out, and we can use it for an opening ceremony.
It's not ready.
Come on. So you got a whole month until we start mowing.
Yeah, it's going to need more than a month, I think.
And then if we can read this back, So Kevin's still in his 40s, but still plays with dirt.
Still plays with dirt. Yeah.
That's-
You know, that's something that booking these shows, Dave, is I get that request a lot from promoters from a lot of the new pulls is we want to make sure Kevin Bauer is the sled guy because he can build a track. So just Kevin, if you can hear me, that's a request I get a lot. Just saying.
Thank you.
There's many aspects to a pull of not only building the track, but it's the track crew and all that. To me, you can go to a pull where there's not a Kevin and Lori and Outlaw Sled, and it's not a bad show, but it's a different show. Gary and the Rock and part of this Bauer crew with Kevin and Lori and all that. But when you go and it's not one of those sleds, it is a different pull because I mean that's part of the nostalgia of the pull is that sled sitting out there. So we're proud to have sleds as part of our team.
Yeah, Kevin has a reputation for being a good sled operator, an awesome sled operator, and a track builder as well. That's
and Lori, a good secretary, right?
Lori, an exceptional secretary, of course.
Thank you.
And,
Thank you.
and we all know if your app does not right, it's because Lori hasn't pushed the button to update the app.
That's right.
So she's getting pretty good.
Dave Bennett said Doug O looks proud.
Talk to us, Doug.
Doug, how are you doing? We're picking up some background noise inside the barn there, Dave.
Ron, that might be me.
Oh, that's you? You have a party going on there, Doug?
I'm going to turn this and show you. I'm right in the middle of a board meeting.
Uh-oh.
We're having our Thunder board meeting tonight.
Uh-oh.
So
In the bar.
In the bar.
at the VFW.
Yep.
Perfect.
Yeah.
No better place.
Right.
Tell those people we're trying to have a show here, Doug.
I know.
Got a rowdy crew there. So, Doug, what's your take on this? You're in the sled business now.
Yep. I said if I'm going to have a partner, I got the best one I could find. So
There you go.
and
There
if
you
he's
go.
going to teach me how to run it, so
Yep.
that would be awesome. So, yeah, pretty exciting.
Yep.
Rusty Newby said that rig is sharp.
It's
What's
looking
on that?
nice?
Yeah. Is there anything different on the other side, Dave, of the sled?
No,
There's only one.
Come
back.
I think you ought to see what's in front of the sled.
Let's do a 360 walk. Yeah, I've heard about that. I heard about that too. We want to.
Oh, oops.
That Dalton sticker.
Yep.
Okay. This has signs and graphics. The Edge signs and graphics.
Edge signs and graphics. That's what Dalton calls his.
Dale Bartels, what are you talking about, Dale? He's wanting cookies or something. Not sure what he's talking about there, but might be an inside joke. I don't know what's going on there.
Oh, I don't know about that one.
So let's walk and see what's up on front.
Yeah, let's do that. I've heard stories.
Give us a tour. So what year is it, Kevin? It's a 2004, and it does not look like a 2004. So I'm having fun with the camera. There is just one half of the sleeper, Ron.
Okay.
Do you know what the biggest sleeper you can get on a Peterbilt is? Is it like 62 inches?
Whatever Clint Medding is running. That's all I know.
That's not a stock one.
Well, a stock one is 60 inches.
Yeah.
But what if you take two 60-inch sleepers and make one out of it?
Well, that's a small house is what it is.
It's a small house. It's Lori's new condominium on wheels.
So we're talking full utilities, plumbing, and everything.
Oh, we'll
in
get
there?
to that. Let's hold that. Just wait. That's going to be the fun part. So tell us, Kevin. Kevin's standing there. He's still admiring it. So tell us, it's a 2004. What's it got for a motor?
Got a C15.
C15.
Cat.
Cat.
C15 Caterpillar.
18 speed. We really should have pictures of what this thing looked like back
750,000 miles.
750,000 miles. So back in November, we need a picture of what this thing looked like. This was over the road, kind of rough looking. It had actually been wrecked on the front. Kevin had this thing tore down to the bare frame, stretched the frame, and of course took 2 sleepers, cut them in half, put one on the back, one on the front, made one big condominium. We got to find a name for that. Lori's condo. Yeah.
That's kind of what's unique about it. It's still got the Peterbilt roof to it.
Peterbilt roof.
A lot of the trucks that you see that have been with a big bunk on them.
They're big and square.
They're big and square because
That's true.
It's an aftermarket roof.
Yep.
This is I kept the Peterbilt look. It's a Peterbilt roof.
Peterbilt roof. How many gallons of fuel can you carry in that tank?
Well,
this is part of the story here.
It's a little deceiving.
It is kind of. We'll do a walk around.
But it's still the original fuel tanks, but I added on to both sides. One of them would be freshwater tank and the other one would be dirty water tank.
Ooh.
Oh.
So you want to talk about Kevin's welding job. You can see the seam, but you can barely see the seam. To where he took 2 fuel barrels, 4 of them actually, cut the ends off. So how many gallons total is this one here? Put them, if they were together, how many gallons?
Well, probably around 220, 230.
200 and 230, somewhere in there of gallons on this side and that side. But the back half is fuel, right?
Yep.
And the back, this one's the dirty water, right?
That's the dirty water.
Does it stink yet?
No.
Okay. So look at this here. So you know how you pullers kind of leave this cracked when you're parked in the pits and it kind of dribbles out? You can now, right behind Lori's step here, you can kind of see where hopefully it's not dribbling out. But that is the dirty water drain right there. 4, let's go around the other side and we'll look at that before we go into Lori's condo here. Oh, talk to us about your lights here.
Yeah, they're a new truck's LED light that's out. Got to drive it in the dark the other night. It was pretty awesome.
He could see the deer for 10 miles.
Yeah, you can see, and shoulder to shoulder, fence line to fence line, they definitely light up.
You're going to make Schultz jealous. Yep, Schultz is going to be jealous. So this is another set of fuel tanks. The back one's fuel. The front one is clean water. And over here, you can drain the clean water to keep it fresh at all times.
That's right.
Yep. But I'll back up so we can see you'll see this thing coming. Those pictures that we put on Facebook here the other day was when Kevin and Lori were leaving Delton's the other night in the dark to where it's pretty cool. There you go. I don't know if I'm doing that or you're doing that, Ron.
I don't know. I think somebody else is. I'm not sure, but are you?
I'm doing it. Leave it alone. I want the picture to be bigger.
The puppet master behind the scenes.
Jeepers criminy. We thought we were
here. I'm thinking there's a bug in the system, and it's Schultz.
Yeah, there's a bug, all right.
He's back.
He's back.
He just can't stay away, can he? And then talk about your fenders here, Kev, before we go into the condo.
We just put some nice fiberglass red fenders on. I wanted to put on stainless, but price kind of scared me away, and I also wanted them red. So we decided to go with fiberglass.
You can see his brackets up there for him and Lori to haul their Harley when they're out on the road.
Yeah.
Something else I just saw. Don't pull up too close because see what those are? Those are the train horns.
Those are attention getters right there.
Yeah, and guess who's walking for the frickin' door to pull a handle? There you go. I stumbled when I backed up. That wasn't me shaking.
Is Lori certified to drive this rig?
No.
If Kevin gets tired?
No. We're not even going to go there.
Lori, you would look cool driving that rig down the highway.
Good, Ron. Thank you.
So I'm going to go over to the other side. I got slippers in here I was told to put on. You can put your head in there, Lori.
Yeah, put your little booties on so you don't get dirt in there.
So is there silk sheets on this bed yet?
Just about.
Just about.
They're gonna be out.
Is there mood lights back here?
Yeah.
Jason, can you do any accenting of the mood lights back here? So this is the front room. This is the shelving area. So again, this was all done by Kevin, which is pretty awesome. That's what makes it so special.
Awesome.
So shelving over there, does it have one of those things that sprays water up?
There's the office. Yeah.
What do they call those? what do they call those, Jason, when it sprays water when you flush?
A bidet? A bidet?
Yeah.
No.
Nope. This is just a plain toilet.
Yes, it's a
No
plain.
bidets? Okay.
No bidet. There's a sink. There's no mirror yet.
That's coming.
The mirror's coming for Lori.
Gotta have a mirror. Gotta have a
So going from the front room to the back room, I can't pan out. But you can see the bed there. I don't see silk sheets yet.
They're
But
underneath.
nice. Oh, they're underneath. Okay. Refrigerator. You'll know it'll have. It won't be Bush Light. It'll be
There's nothing yet.
Michelob in there. So yeah,
Closet. Yeah.
sitting in the back, going down the row. So this is Lori's condo.
Yep.
This is
Pretty
pretty.
nice.
This is pretty neat.
That's very cool.
Yep.
Very cool.
Yep.
So anywhere we see the red sled on the schedule, that's the Outlaw, right?
The Outlaw will be there. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yep. And then
Good
you've
deal.
got Gary Sabatka's 2 sleds. And then
Yep.
you've got Lay's from Colorado that'll come out a little bit. What other sleds are we using this year, Lori?
Greg Lassettos.
Greg Lassettos, that's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's it.
Yep.
That's
Cool.
what, 5 of them?
Yeah. So yeah. How many nights will Kevin's sled be out? Do we know? Have you counted that up yet?
Quite a few.
Okay, see, I told you I took my shoes off.
You did. Good for
Okay,
you,
yeah.
Dave.
Yep. See that lady in the blue?
Yep.
She is the one that made Grandma, wave at us. That's all the closer you're gonna get. I won't come over there. That is Grandma Bauer. That is Kevin's mom. She's the one that's made it all possible.
Yep. Yep.
But
No need to be shy.
nope.
No need to be shy.
So yeah. So what else do you want to
Awesome.
see? We're excited for Doug and Kevin. We're excited for them and the team that they've put together, and we're excited for Kevin and Lori and their ride. All the pullers pull in their fancy rigs, and
Beautiful
Ron
truck.
pulls in his fancy motorhome, and so this will be awesome to see as part of our team traveling.
Yeah, I think that motorhome that I'm driving this year with the trailer coupled to it, I think is longer than that rig right there, Kevin.
I believe that.
Yeah.
I need a wide load banner on that thing.
That's definitely going to be an overlinked load.
So Doug, what's the plan here? Are we going to see more sleds in the future, or what? Is it just the Outlaw?
Yeah, let's just do one at a time.
All right, one step at a time.
Hey, Ron, his wife is listening, so don't go there yet.
Oh, of course, it's
Yeah,
the only
yeah,
sled.
Doug-
It's just
Yeah. Doug's wife don't need to know what's next yet.
That's right.
Our buddy Zook Fukerberg wants to know how long the wheelbase is on the truck, Kevin.
318.
318.
Is that the limit? Is that the legal limit there?
No, I don't. There's hey, as long as you don't get over the total limit not over.
What's the total length?
I'm not,
What's Medding's wheelbase? Do you know?
What's Meddings, do you know?
no, Medding's way longer.
Like 420 or something?
Yeah.
Everything's bigger in Texas, Ron.
Well, guys, it looks beautiful. It looks beautiful. It looks
Yes.
awesome, Kevin. You've got a masterpiece. Awesome work as usual. We've got a big crowd tuning in tonight, guys. We've got a lot of people
That's cool.
tuning in. So, for those of you just tuning in, we're in live from Peyton, Iowa, home of the Outlaw pulling sled. You'll see at the Outlaw shows this summer, all wrapped up, new graphics and everything this year. They're coming out of the shop in Peyton, Iowa. Kevin and Lori Bauer and Doug Ortwick, Whistler, Nebraska, the sled owners there. So awesome having you guys on tonight. Awesome job. Anything you want to add there from Peyton, Dave?
No, it's been exciting. This truck was wrecked, and there wasn't much to it come last November. And for all of this to come together, and for all of this wrap and all this to come together, is pretty awesome. Within figure December, January, February, March, April, May. I mean, 6 months. That's pretty amazing of what's sitting here. So, what's to come for the summer?
Yep. Awesome. Well, thank you guys for taking the time out. Thanks, Kevin, Lori, Doug Ortwick, the Bauer family. Thanks, Schaefer Dave, Neville
Schaefer
there.
Dave and Grandma
Schaefer
Bauer.
Dave.
Drive out and sponsoring the sled. That sled is all lubricated, and all the oils brought to you by Schaefer Oil, one of our fine sponsors, the Outlaws as well. Thanks, guys. We appreciate it. Love y'all, and we'll see you very soon.
See you in a
Thanks,
couple weeks.
Ron.
Bye, thanks,
Thanks,
Ron.
guys. Jason, are you going to jump on here with me, or are you sitting out?
Hey, buddy.
What's happening?
Let me get you back on the screen. That was funny watching your face. I was doing those things. I was like, Ron, relax. I'm there, buddy. I'm there.
Did you see me trying to fix it? I'm like, what's going on?
Well, I kept saying, so I just got home and I jumped on and, I wanted to make that picture bigger. And this is something new they just rolled out. I haven't even showed you how to do yet. And I was like, just quit. Just don't touch it, Stone. But I kept watching your face. And I'm like, finally, I just jumped on there quick and said, Ron, it's me. So.
Well, it seemed like it was going bonkers. It kept doing stuff. And I was like, what is going on? What's going on?
No, they just gave us some new settings, Ron, where we can, we can stack you and I, and we can play videos on the other side of the screen. It makes it a lot easier now. And I haven't showed you how to do that yet. So,
yeah. Did you?
My daughter lost 3-2 tonight, but it was parents' night.
Doggone it.
And I got to announce the names, and I butchered a couple of names just like I do at a tractor pull. It was just like old time's sake, Ron.
You know what's funny is a few years ago, for a couple of years, my daughter was on the swim team, and I got nominated to announce the swim meets, several of the swim meets. And I try to do it just like I was, just a regular guy announcing. By the end of it, my announcing voice came out, and I was having fun with it. But
yeah, no, it's fun. It's a good time.
Did you see my background?
I'm pretty proud of you. Is that a real hat or is that an overlay hat? Green screen.
This is a real hat, my friend.
Okay.
And I did this in honor of our friends down in Columbus, Texas, since we just got back from Texas down there. Want to say kudos to the Beer Money Pulling Team crew. I thought our live stream down there was spectacular.
Well, thanks to you and Kaya, let's be honest. But Doug got a lot of confidence running the switch Saturday night, and Mackenzie and Chandler was down there working that wireless. With your guidance, Ron, we're pumped. We're pumped for a great summer to really bring a whole new level of awesomeness to Outlaw Pulling TV. Behind the scenes, more interviews. We have a lot of ideas, and we're just blessed beyond our beliefs to do that. So.
Well, yeah, folks, it's not an outlaw pull. There are a lot of outlaw pullers in the broadcast. If you want to go back and watch a pretty awesome pull from this past weekend, go to beermoneypulling.tv.
Yep.
Was a great, and the weather was great. Crowds were huge. Really glad for our Texas guys down there, Zycheks and Timmy and Donald and all those folks down there.
I'm just blessed, Ron, honestly, for the, to have the Outlaws team up with us and allow us to do this. All the Outlaw shows will be on outlawpulling.tv. All the non-sanctioned shows in the off season will be at beermoneypulling.tv. And then hopefully we can grow that Outlaw brand from coast to coast, by co-branding and working together. So.
Yeah, of course. And if for those of you that are watching that don't know, the Beer Money Pulling team is the new production crew for Outlaw Pulling TV for the Outlaws. This was a trial run for us, basically, this past weekend. See what we needed to look at, what we needed to fix. And there were no major things to fix, Jason. Everything went really well. Now we're focusing on the little things, the little time. And that's great to only have little things that we can critique and make better. But, man, a lot of that broadcast was just, watching it. When I rewatched it, I was like, man, that's money. That's, some of the shots that we were getting. And that 300-foot flagman was awesome behind the camera, I have to say.
Well, that would have been you, Ron Stone. No, shout out to Chandler and Mackenzie and Doug. They love truck and tractor pulling, and we're pumped. I can't wait for Monette, Missouri. This weekend we're heading to Sullivan's Pull for another kind of test run. I get to go to this one with you guys, and I'm just hoping the weather works out. I've been watching the weather forecast.
Yeah.
We've got a little rain in there, so that sucks. So, but that's part of it. So.
Yeah, my dad messaged me today because he was planning on coming up and staying the weekend, and he asked me, he said, have you been watching the weather? And I was like, well, not really. And he said, that's not looking good, but
it's only Tuesday.
That can change.
It's only Tuesday. Yep.
Tomorrow. Yeah, it's early. So.
Yeah, well, how did the show go tonight? Did you have Kim Bacardi on? Early?
Had Kim Bacardi on. We determined that she is not related to the folks at Bacardi Rum.
Okay. So, I think that's very important because that's one question I want to know. So, if she was, she'd be way more popular. That's for sure.
Exactly. That. But I mean, Titan Tire. I mean, we had a lot to talk about. I think we needed the whole hour actually. Titan Tire is very involved in the ag community, in doing things and outreach programs and stuff for the kids and farmers in need. And great company. Proud to have them as a partner with the Outlaws. And it was a great interview. It was good. It was good.
They've done so much, and I got to meet Kim at the state fair last year. And what an event with the kids pedal pole, Ron. I think there's 400 or 500 kids at that pedal pole last year. It was so cool. And then to have the Outlaw Young Guns with their big pedal tractors, if you will, out there on display with them. I'm hoping they're able to put that together again for the Outlaws because it's awesome. So,
yeah, Dale, we'll get to it, buddy. We're going to do it. I'll go down swinging. He's asking if we speed read the names yet. So,
oh, I love it. I love it.
Mindy Nelson Brown says, yes, thank you. Beer Money Pulling. Mindy Nelson Brown.
She had a pretty good weekend.
Yeah.
She probably wants us to live stream every poll for the rest of her life.
Yeah. She came out and put a whooping on everybody the whole weekend in that 2-wheel drive class. So
no, it's fun too, because there's a lot of our outlaw pullers that also run with the Texas Truck and Tractor Pullers Association run. So it kind of felt like being home. I was home watching the live stream. My team called me Siskel and Ebert by the end of the night because the first 2 hours I was texting and like, I want this angle, try this. And but just having you there, Ron, and Kaya, doing it all last year, I'm just pumped because, like I've said multiple times, we love truck and tractor pulling, and you and I both know live streaming is a big part of our future. If we can bring pulling into every single home, and give them something that's like just TV quality, Ron. I mean, that's what you and I are shooting for. That's been our goal the whole time. You know what I mean? To really take it to the next level. So,
and with my vision, with your vision, I think, we can really bring this to the next level, I think, because you and I both are pulling fans. I mean, deep-rooted pulling fans. And when we watch pulling on TV, we see the standard camera angles, we see standard this, and it's like, no. I'm thinking to myself, what I want to see. You know what I mean? There's certain shots that I hate seeing and that are standard, and there are shots that you don't see too often or don't see at all that will be money shots.
Right. Well, I'm telling you, Saturday night, Chandler down there at the starting line with that wireless camera, and when we get a newer wireless camera, that because if you were watching the live stream, there was a little bit of squiggle in the camera. I'm gonna go outside. My dog's barking at the Liberty TV commercials, Ron. So. He does that. But if we can, it's going to be great. It's going to be great. The sound was great all night, Ron. Thank you for that, getting that hooked up because, to go from camera to camera like we did, you know what I mean? It was. Yeah,
the sound transition was great.
Yep, it was really, really good.
One camera to the next.
In Texas Truck and Tractor Pullers, that's a good show. Yep. And for those of you, and we even sold some replays. I didn't even know there was a replay, Ron, until I was like, hey, somebody bought our live stream yesterday. And then you explained to me that there's replays. So it's great for that as well. There will be a season pass for Outlaw Pulling TV. There will not be a season pass for Beer Money Pulling TV. We're not going to have enough events. All of our events are going to be standalone events, but I know the monthly pass will be going back up on Outlaw Pulling TV soon. And we're going to be at Monette, Missouri. That's my little Monet, June 2nd and 3rd, and then Ravenna, and then away we go. It's going to be a great season. I'm pumped. Super pumped.
Speaking of you, we were talking about Monet as Monette. Our French buddy was tuning in again tonight.
Van?
From Normandy, France. That was pretty cool. Kenneth Cruz said his neighbor watched Friday night, said it was awesome.
Good.
Thank you.
Yeah, I need you to show me where I can see the people that are watching, but I know people from Ohio were watching, California, but I know there's a map too, Ron, that you can look at. You showed me once, or Nate did, and I got to get better at all of that as well. So one person, the Pullers Championship will be live streamed from the PullersChampionship.com. Now, again, that's not an Outlaw event, but we have Outlaw points champions there, high finishers in the points going down there to represent the Outlaws. And the Outlaws came out the TPC very well last year with Doug Meisinger sweeping the diesel supers, Mr. Nelson sweeping the 2-wheel drive trucks, Justin Hoffman light supers. So it's our outdoor Louisville. I know most of you are watching this are gigantic pulling fans, and you know what Louisville is. It's indoor. the Pullers Championships as an outdoor Louisville. We bring in, Outlaw, NTPA, PPL, and some of the other major state associations bringing the best of the best. And then what's cool about the event is we have the fan votes. We have the fans fill in the rest of the class. So the competitors, and it's the people, Ron, that get voted in are the big names, the fans that we're all comparable with. Yeah. So Ryan, it'll be, go to the pullerschampionship.com, click on live stream, and all that information will be on there. So, yep.
Awesome.
So Bacardi was on. That's awesome. Again, shout out to Titan Tire for all of that. They just do an amazing job. And, their customer is our customer, Ron. A pulling fan is tied to ag. And shout out to Kim for understanding that, and the entire team there. And then the Young Guns has just been a huge blessing. Heck, we got future Young Guns now. We got legends. We're gonna have everybody's gonna have a label now, Ron, if we're not careful.
We're gonna get everybody involved, and that's the whole thing. We want more fans. We want people exposed to pulling. That sure, pulling has a stereotype like everything does, but you've introduced people to pulling that you never thought would love it, and they get involved and they love it. And that's what we want. We want to get those people exposed.
Well, when pulling started in the 70s and 80s, I would think the 80s were probably the heydays, if you will. Everybody farmed, and there was really only the fair to go to, right? And you went to the fair, and everybody brought their local truck, their local tractor. And now, every weekend, Ron, there's 30 different things to steal your attention or your entertainment dollar. So, and not as many kids are growing up on the farms anymore. And that's why the Young Gun program is so important, because we go to McDonald's not because the food tastes good. We go to McDonald's because, our kids have programmed us to do that. You know what I mean?
The
so that's kind of why I'm excited. The Young Guns, the little kids can relate to those, and those cool posters and the hero cards and all the stuff that they're going to be doing this year. The future generations are what are going to continue to drive this sport, because, as you know, this is a hobby, and nobody wins enough money to hardly even pay for the fuel to put in these things, and that's nobody's fault. But if we grow this, Ron, and get more fans in the stands, more people on the live streams, more sponsors come along, and that allows us to pay more end of season points funds and different things like that. With the addition of full pull bets coming on, I think that's going to bring some extra revenue to the sport as well over the next couple of years. The future is very, very bright for the Outlaw Truck and Tractor Pulling Association, Ron. So
Chandler chiming in there. He's mentioning my doppelganger, Roan Stone. I see that.
Yeah, I saw that on there. Glad a boy. The backstory on that is, so Chandler works for me. He's one of our video editors, and he made the opening video for Outlawed, and it's the awesome one with the slow-mos and the fast, the one that we play at the beginning of every show. But one of them, he put Roan Stone in there instead of Ron Stone. So, but I can't. I make typos every day because I'm posting stuff from my phone and using speak to text and different things like that. So I missed the unveil of the sled. Can you kind of give me the 2-minute unveil of what happened tonight?
They completely wrapped the sled, Doug O and the Bowers. When I say Bowers, I say Kevin and Lori. And Doug O that's who we refer to, Doug Ortwick there in Wisner.
Yep.
They went in partnership and bought the red sled, the one that Kevin has been using the last few years.
Yep.
And they completely changed the look. They changed the name. It's no longer the Iron Man. It is the Outlaw. And they said not necessarily because it's going to be at Outlaw events, but because of Kevin's reputation. So being the Outlaw.
It makes sense. Is it true he's going to wear a Yosemite Sam costume when he drives the sled? Did they unveil that tonight?
They didn't say that. But that'd be cool to see him step out on the fender and shoot a couple guns in there.
Wow, it would be awesome. It would be awesome.
Mark Hams, it's good to see the Outlaw fam at Ravenna coming up. Stan Meisinger says their family started pulling in the 60s.
Yep.
I believe I've seen Stan Meisinger pull, actually, a purple tractor with a Mopar motor in it.
Nice.
Several years ago. So, yeah, and KVB, you can never trust Kurt Van Beek with classified secrets, Jason. He could never work for the government like the CIA or anything like. He let it out today that or during the show something about ESPN. You and I
thought we were keeping that secret.
Yeah, we were kind of keeping it secret, but
Yeah.
you know, it's kind of out now, and people are going to be asking questions. So we'll just a tidbit of information. We will be on ESPN2, one of our events. We'll be on ESPN2 in August, so we'll give you more details as we get a little closer. But yeah, the Outlaws will be on ESPN2 coming up later on in the summer. So
I don't even know if I've told Chandler that yet, that he's got to step up his camera game, him and
That's
Doug
right.
and Mackenzie.
That's right.
Hey, no pressure, guys. You're just going to be on ESPN2. But other than that, it's good. So,
Keith Breckheisen. I know Keith Breckheisen.
hey, Keith, how are you? So
He's asking you how's the remedy after Wisner?
So it's very broken still.
Very
Keith,
broken.
I had made the decision after we tore the motor down and my engine builder said it's completely junk, that I've always wanted a diesel super stock. And now was the best time of my life to start my diesel super stock builds. So I reached out to my good friend, Doug Meisinger. A year ago, I ordered a component chassis. It's supposed to be here this winter. And then based upon finances, it'll determine how fast the rest of it goes together. And we'll check it out from there. But I will no longer have a 4.1. So I'm selling my truck and my trailer. I got the trailer sold, selling the W9. Should have sold that to Bauer. Dang, I'm 318-inch wheelbase. I missed out there, Ron. Missed out. And then, but we're selling the rolling chassis. I'm 99% sure I have the rolling chassis sold already, and I'll probably be without a tractor for a year or two. And honest to God, that's okay, because
You're going to be busy.
going to be Outlaw Pulling TV is very, very important to me. BeerMoneyPulling.tv, growing the sport, and owning a tractor is a lot of money and it's a lot of time. And I don't even work on my own tractor, and I'm not going to work on the diesel super either. Doug and I are going to buy a trailer together, Doug Meisinger and I, and the remedy is going to go wherever Scrappy goes. And if I'm not there, if my dad's not there, Meisinger will drive two of it. And Doug says, that's fine. I'll drive two diesel supers in one night. You're not going to hurt my feelings. So it's going to be, I love the diesel super class. I'm at 47, Ron. That's my era growing up as a kid, or diesel supers. My heroes are, John Klug and Dennis Goodwin and, Ulmer and Esden and the Ropp family, the Iron Elk. If anybody's ever watched our Let's Grow Pulling shows, I've had Warren Ropp come on my show, but they lived in Kelowna, Iowa. That was 30 miles from Victor, Iowa, where I grew up. And every year for my birthday, Ron, all I wanted to do was go see the Iron Elk. Now, I'm not a John Deere fan today.
Right.
And
he was in attendance at the Iowa State Fair.
Yes.
Yep,
Yep.
that was cool.
He will drive the super stock, when it's running. I don't know when I'll have it out. Again, those things are not cheap to build, and mortgage is not exactly the best industry to be in right now. So I'm continuing to play the Powerball.
Zook Fukerberg says he'll drive if you need a hired gun. He's just offering his services there.
Oh, thank you, Zook. Or Zuck, or whatever we call you. I would not mind. I'd like to crack open the Griffin growl once, Ron. I just want to hear it make Griffin growl noises. So it's a lot of fun. So
I was giving him the business down there, saying you got to get that thing finished, man. We want to see that thing on the track this summer.
Yeah,
it's a little disappointed we didn't get to see it down there this past weekend.
The mod class for the Outlaws, the big mod class and the light mod class, Ron. There's nothing wrong with 3 or 4 big ass Hemis at all with Grand National or PPL, but I'm telling you, to see variety, the Outlaw mod class is it's one of the things I read a lot on social media, man. The Europeans and their mod class is so cool, it's so different and unique. I'm telling you guys, you watch an Outlaw mod class or watch a light mod class, there's very few similar makes and models, if you will. Do you know what I mean? You got the Homers with the 3 Chevys, and then you got Neves and River Rat with that. You got Griffin Growl. There's a lot of stuff going on. We got twin turbines coming out. I heard Van Beek's about a triple turbine tractor and a Pro Stock and a Super Farm. I heard Van Beek's going to have a tractor in every class.
And a door slammer, a 4-wheel drive,
yeah,
I heard.
Yeah, every class. Annette's going to drive the 4-wheel drive. It's going to be called Kurt's Nightmare, and she's just going to crack on it. So.
Brian Fuhr says he likes smoke. I'm not sure if that's legal in Nebraska yet, Brian.
I think he wants to talk about the light mod.
Yeah. I thought he was talking about dispensaries going up. Yeah, they're legal in Missouri now. Okay, gotcha.
Yep. So my dog followed me outside, so this is good. Let's hang out with me. So, but no, it's gonna be a great season. I just can't thank you enough for going down with Doug and Kenzie and Chandler, and we flew Kaya down to do outlawpulling.tv, and that, or whatever, beermoneypulling.tv, outlawpulling.tv. It's the same thing, just 2 different websites. It's fun, Ron. To take that to that next level, and show the angles that you and I've been talking about putting on there. And we're just getting started. I mean, this was just our first one. Ron and I and Doug and Kenzie Chandler, we have a ton of ideas to bring interviews to the show. I used to watch fullpull.tv when Ron would help with production. I love the interviews. But I also don't want to get the cart ahead of the horse. I have not actually been there yet when they've done it. And Doug's like, there's a lot more going on than you think. So slow down. And I'm like, I know, but it's going to be great. I mean, for the fans staying at home and you can't go to every pool and you want to watch your family or you want to watch your friends, or if you're in California and we're pulling in, in Western Iowa, it's a great opportunity for you to tune in and see high quality. The internet, we fixed the internet with that. We thank you to Elon Musk. Yep. And Speed Sport TV is our hosting platform. They suggested that. We have the best people in the business. We talked to them down at PRI, and they do the circle track stuff. They're just, it's awesome, Ron. It's awesome.
Yeah, where in the past we had limitations. You were just speaking to that. Limitations on if you didn't have a hardwired internet, you had to rely on cell service. That's how live streaming has been done to date. With this new setup, we can broadcast from anywhere as long as we can reach a satellite. We're going to live stream. So I know Lufkin, Texas last year, we weren't able to get that because for some reason there was zero cell phone service anywhere, any carrier down there at Lufkin. We're good to go for 2023. So Lufkin will be live this year. So
no, it's good. Kurt has the sky's the limit for this thing, and he's willing to put his money where his mouth is with the Outlaws to take it to that next level and be that premier polling organization, from the pullers to the presentation to the sponsors to the live streaming. And that's what you have to do to take it. And again, I'm just excited and pumped to be a part of it. And then obviously with full pull bets coming on as well, live streaming is going to be a big part of pulling for people that choose to wager, and they can sit at home and right from their app on their phone, they can, think I'm going to bet on Ron Stone to win the 4-wheel drive modified class. You know what I'm saying? So it's all good.
Yeah, that will probably be heavily handicapped, I would just say.
Tim Skelton says, I feel like Ron Stone needs a feather in that hat. So
a feather? Like a Charlie Daniels hat. He wants a feather coming out of the hat band there. So
did you sing the national anthem? I heard one of the nights down there in Texas.
I did, both nights.
Nice.
So. Yeah. It was a great pull. I was down there in 2018, and that pull has always had problems with the weather or threat of bad weather, gray skies, and the drizzle and things like that. And it just kind of, what that does to a crowd. Yeah. But it was beautiful weather both nights, and it was hot. It was actually pretty nice once the sun dropped on Friday, but I was really surprised. The stands were completely full both nights. It was awesome. And a lot of outlaw iron there. A lot of outlaw iron.
It was good to see those. It was a good show. It was a really, really good show. What happened with the hot farm of Mettings with Bullfrog? Do you know? It jumped out of gear both nights?
No, something with the clutch. To hear it from where I was at down past 300 foot, it sounded like as soon as he would launch it, it was like he was stepping on the clutch was the sound, what it sounded like.
Okay.
But yeah, they thought they had it fixed, and evidently they didn't. By what happened on the evidence on Saturday night. So,
no, that's good. So of course, Outlawed with Ron Stone has been a fixture now for 2 years on Tuesday nights, and now we're heading into we have Live with Lassetto on Wednesday nights at 7:00 as well. So the Heartland division, if you don't know what that is, and we have a gigantic crowd watching tonight. The reveal was huge. I personally think people just wanted to see Kim Bacardi, but hey, that's
what it was. She's a superstar, man. She's a big deal.
She's a big deal, and she can handle those guys that holler at her at the state fair. She can keep up. So if you think you're going to get one over on Kim, she talks faster than you think, and I know what that means. So it's all good in the hood. It's all good in the hood. But the Heartland division connected with the Outlaws are we going into year 2, Stone?
Yes.
Okay. Yep. Listen to Greg Lassetto. If you're a state association or a regional association and you're looking for some national partnership, what the Outlaws have offered, Heartland Division is going to have live streaming this year on outlawpulling.tv.
Yep.
You guys, the insurance, a lot of the stuff, the marketing, the sponsorship, there's a lot of opportunity for you there to connect. You still have your same association. You still have your same polls. You stay in your area. Okay. But you have affiliation with the Outlaw Truck and Tractor Pulling Association. It's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. And as you're looking at setting stuff up for next year, reach out to Kurt or to Ron Stone and just have some conversations. Maybe pick up the phone now before the season gets started, see what the benefits are, talk to your board. But I'm telling you flat out, if watch Live with Lusetto on Wednesday nights and what that's done just awareness, Ron, of the Heartland division. I mean, it took it to a new level. That's ultimately what we need to stay top of mind. If you're in sales like I am, I got to stay top of mind awareness with my real estate agents every day. So when they have a buyer that comes in, if I'm a polling association, I need to stay top of mind awareness with my fans. And, the worst thing that you and I hate hearing, Ron, is we see somebody on Sunday and they say, "Oh, where were you? Oh, I didn't even know that was going on."
I didn't even know that was going on.
And you're like, "Do you live under a rock? Do you live under a rock, or what's going on? Do you not come out of the barn?" And that's frustrating. But that's also part of it, the world we live in, and everybody's busy. You have to do a newspaper. You got to do some print. You got to do some radio. You got to do some social media. You got to do some billboard. You got to do some TV to get the word out there with all of that stuff. But that's where let the Outlaws promote you. You put on your good shows. Let the Outlaws do the rest. And I'm telling you, it's there. And we're looking to grow. So don't be afraid to. A phone call never hurts. A phone call never hurts.
Yeah, our partnership with the Heartland Group has been great. We've exposed that organization, given them some more exposure. They're going to get even more this year with their live stream coming in as part of Outlaw Pulling TV. Great group of people out there to work with. Of course, Lusetto, he's a pulling fan like you and I, Jason. We make mention of that, about it's a good night for a tractor pull, and
yep.
I joke because it could be 30 degrees outside in the snow, and I would still say the same thing. And
right.
And you and I are going to be out there till the last tractor pulls if it lasts till 3 a.m. But Lusetto is going to be there beside us saying, "You mean that's it?" I mean, he's a pulling fan too.
I thought there was more. Yep. I thought there was more.
Shout out to Marty Samuelson, super fan.
Mr. Ravenna. He's the mayor.
Ravenna,
he's the mayor of Ravenna, Nebraska, Ronald. So
he is definitely a part of Outlaw Nation. He mentioned a few comments back. There was going to be a band at the R Bar in Ravenna on Friday night. I'm assuming that's after the pull. Marty, I'll have to give the R Bar a call, see if they want to do something on Thursday again.
Is that where you did the tractor setups a couple years ago?
We did not last season, but season before. Well,
yeah.
It was closed. The R Bar was closed last year, but 2 seasons ago we did like a show and shine. We brought some tractors and trucks and pullers down there at the local bar, the R Bar, and I went in and did some acoustic sets there at the R Bar. It was really cool. So if it's back open, heck, I might call them again, see if they want to do that again on Thursday night this year, just to get some interest there, get some tractors out on the street in Ravenna and advertise the event. So, we'll be talking to promoters a lot more of the shows coming up. We're going to be talking to more promoters since the season is upon us. We had the PR guy from Monet, as you call it, Monette, Missouri.
It's French for Monette.
We'll probably bring him on again. And then, of course, we've got Ravenna, and then you're looking at Cherokee, Iowa, and Arlington, Nebraska, then Whitewright and Manila. And, we're going to have all those promoters on. And next week, we're bringing on a new sponsor that's coming on with the Outlaws, an energy drink born in Missouri. Going to be awesome. These guys are going to be awesome to work with. And they're pulling fans just like we are, Jason, and they just happen to make a great energy drink. I don't want to give away too much information without getting to the
let's get Van Beek to get on here. Let's let Van Beek leak it. That way we don't get in trouble.
He already did. He did a couple weeks ago. He leaked it already. Yeah. Don't tell him any secrets. I mean,
Oh, I love it.
Steve Wiskus, he must be talking to you, Jason. He's asking singing. He wants you to sing Ice Ice Baby in Manila.
Ding, 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 ding. I can. I'm going to do that. So Mr. Ron's going to Whitewright, Texas this year, and I'm grabbing the mic in Manila. So it's going to be those double weekends. Ron and I kind of split some of them up and split up the TV crews, and away we go. And
So you're going to Manila this year, and I'm going to Whitewright. Is that what's happening?
Yeah, that's what we talked about.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, that was a couple days ago. I forget stuff,
Yeah, I got a text message string right here, so it's all good.
Gotcha.
Yep. So Steve, I'll sing for you.
That's not what the national anthem. Jason, can you sing the national anthem?
I can do the Lord's Prayer.
Yeah.
And Ice Ice Baby. So
the thing with the national anthem, you have to make sure you're in the key you need to be in, though. That's the key with the national anthem, because it's got a low and it's got a high. So if you get too far one way or the other, yeah, you're kind of screwed. So
the only key I know in songs is the ones that unlocks my car and I turn on my radio, Ron. I told you I'm not the prettiest, I'm not the smartest, but I just try the hardest. So, like, you have a beautiful voice, you have beautiful hair, flowing locks, even though you covered up tonight with your Texas hat, which I understand. I love watching the live stream and seeing Whitey down there in his cowboy hat and Clint Medding and those guys. I just love it. That Texans are just like us, except they wear boots and big hats. Otherwise, they're just like us Midwesterners. So,
oh man, Jason, Steve Wiskus.
So low nobody can hear. Well, Steve wants to get banned from our show, obviously. So we have ourselves a spammer. No, Steve, I can take it. Don't worry. Don't you worry, sir.
Steve, your comments do not meet with the show's standards.
Right, yeah. This show has standards. This show has standards?
Community, yes. Facebook calls it community standards. Yeah.
It would be fun to actually to write rules, kind of like Sheldon on the Big Bang Theory, like our rules for the show, the roommate agreement. That'd be funny.
We should have that. Rules
for Outlawed with Ron Stone.
So what's going on Live with Luceto tomorrow night? Who does he have lined up? Do you know?
He surprises me kind of a lot, like you do. So yeah. He's got, his text message said he's got an announcer that lives in Nebraska, that announced for the NTPA in the 70s and 80s and has millions of stories. So that's all that I know, and I don't know who that is. So
is he announced doing any shows for Heartland Group this year? Or?
He didn't say. He just said it. I have a guy that wants to come on the show that announced for the NTPA in the 70s and the 80s and has millions of stories. So
awesome.
I had no idea the history of polling in Luceto's family until we've had him on the show.
I think his mom was the big driver of polling in the family.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah.
Yep.
She's been pulling for like ever.
Yep.
From what I understand. So yeah, she's the patriarch in the pulling in the family. So
so if you haven't downloaded that Outlaw app yet on your phone, you need to do that. That's a great way to keep up with live results. It's a great way for the pollers to get registered and they all know what's going on. Check out outlawpolling.tv. Brian First says Puckett. I honestly don't know. I mean, I'm not like Ron Stone, start spreading rumors.
Tune in and find out tomorrow at 7.
Yep.
Live with Luceto.
And then at 8:30, I'm doing a show with Clint Medding because he's got his Nordheim, Texas poll coming up with the Texas Truck and Tractor Pullers.
Yep.
This same weekend of the Pullers Championship. So he's mad at me because I'm staying in Illinois that weekend. So
yep.
Dallas Todd.
I'll be in Illinois there with you.
Yes, you will.
I'll be there.
You're going to be helping doing some announcing on the track and whatever else I tell you to do. So
whatever else, I'll go wherever I need to be. I actually it was kind of fun running cameras there. It really was.
You came to Mound City, Kansas, and it was so weird seeing you not. And Josh does a great job announcing, but it was just so weird to see you like being normal, like a fan,
talking the track, and
I was like, "What is going on?"
Yeah. I'm useful for other things, Jason. Just saying, I'm useful for.
Yeah, it's we all have opinions, Ron, of each other. I'll save those for. I don't want to get in trouble with meta standards. You know what I'm saying? So.
No, it's not an outlaw event, but I want to kind of plug the Sullivan Poll coming up this weekend.
Yes.
Great respect for the Sullivan family.
The whole two-wheel drive truck pulling, right?
Yeah, I'm a huge fan because I grew up watching them at that little track where I grew up in Stockdale, Ohio, Teays Valley Tractor Pullers. The Sullivans were always there. Yeah. Wayne and Donnie and Eddie Sullivan, and two-wheel drive pulling was born there in the Warsaw, Kentucky area where we'll be this weekend. And the Sullivans were a big part of that two-wheel drive class. And I remember when that class first came out, that's where the rules came from. And that's where it started, was right there. And Donnie told me that the rules started there in Kentucky, in that Warsaw area where they're from. And the very first event they had, he said, was just right across the river in Indiana. I can't remember the town.
Wow.
But we're going to the home of two-wheel drive pulling this weekend. And there will be 30-plus two-wheel drives there.
Yeah, they should have a big mini rod class 2. Chase Richardson, they're bringing their 2 up. And then I think Uncle Dave Richardson's taking UD Motorsports, taking the big Unlimited out, as well as we're gonna see the Kentuckian make a test hit as well. So
I asked Donnie when I talked to him the other night. I actually talked to him in the RV coming back Sunday. I said, "Are we going to see a match between those two tractors on Saturday?" And he said, "I don't know, maybe." So we might see a couple of unlimited mods out there duking it out on Saturday night. So hopefully the weather will hold out for us.
Polling is worldwide, guys, and it's good to share it, and with social media, and then with the Outlawed polling.tv and stuff like that. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. I haven't been this excited, Ron, for polling season in a long time, and I don't even have a tractor to go try and blow up this year, so that's good.
Well, it should be a little less stressful for you then.
Yep. I'm telling you, everybody loves Wisner, and I sort of love Wisner. It's a neat place to pull, but
you spent a lot of money there, didn't you?
Yeah, it was a big number. But you know what? Everything happens for a reason, and the timing was perfect. Like I said, for me to take a break from the tractor, start on the new build, kind of take my time, pay for it as I can, and then roll it out. But having a diesel super stock's been a dream of mine my whole life. We tinkered around with Dad's a little bit, just didn't have much luck, and Kurt Van Beek's still mad at Dad. So because we got Taylor's 4.1 and had a lot of success with that. Now Jesse Geisa has it, and it's been fun. But the first time that diesel super cracks open, I'm gonna have a tear in my eye. I will not be driving it. Doug Meisinger will be driving it.
Okay.
I'm just gonna have. But you know how the ball games, they put the beers up here. I'm gonna be an ether hat. I'm gonna get an ether hat. I'm gonna be spraying.
So TPC picks for TPC, and you don't have to worry about offending anyone. Just who do you think?
I love Travis Schlaubaugh is my hero. He's from Ringo, Iowa, but I would love to see Doug Meisinger come back because he doesn't have the name recognition that Travis, or he did not a year ago at this time have the name recognition that he does now. But this Outlaw Diesel Super showed up and beat the best, beat both nights. And it wasn't just Friday night. Both nights won it. It'd be neat to see that happen again. I don't know enough about the Super Farm guys. We're kind of following farm show rules for Super Farm. Okay. We're an Outlaw Super Farm's got a 3.7-inch turbo. We're doing what do you call it? I think like non-intercoolered ones weigh 9,500 pounds, and then the intercoolered ones weigh 9,300 pounds. But it's a farm show rules, so that'll be fun to watch. That super stock diesel trucks. I'm always a fan of Van Hazley. I just love what he does for the sport, and I love his energy. He's kind of got that John Force raspy voice, and he's always happy. Him and Patty do a good job. The mod class is going to be fun. Brett Berg's kind of my hero. I'm from the upper Midwest, watching him do so well in Farmington, Minnesota over the years. And but Esden Lane's going to be there with Redline Fever. It's going to be wild. We had a pro stock, one of our pro stock competitors break on the dyno. So next up on the fan list was Brandon Simon with Heavy. So he's bringing down the Heavy Pro, or the pro stock called Loud and Heavy. I don't know what all the names of them are. And they're bringing their mod too, because we had a mod drop out. We're like 3 vehicles short from completely. We have 11 classes of 10. So I think we need a diesel super because Blake Graves, they pulled out today. And then, but we filled the pro stock. We're really close, Ron. It's just so hard because guys are still waiting on parts. Last year it was farming, Ron, but this year a lot of people have their crops in, or they feel more comfortable taking off for a weekend. Where last year they didn't start planting until this week, Ron, and nobody's going to take off when they can hit the fields when they got 6,000 acres to put in. So
yeah, I was talking about Cameron Neves. I was getting ready to bring him up. He's one of your mod competitors coming up.
Yep.
He basically made a test hook. Still has the 3 engine set up on there from Louisville.
Did he let out of it?
He did, because the Bungart sled they were using, they only had 9 weights.
Okay.
And Donnie said they need 12 to stop that setup.
Yep.
So he basically just got out there and pulled back on a throttle. It was more of a test hit for him. He's done some tweaking, trying to make blower belts last. So
yeah, that farm show, him and blower belts in the farm show have not been friendly.
So he made a successful hook, and he said, "I'm good with it." Put it in the trailer. They ran the 2-wheeler on Saturday night, but he's ready to go for a TPC as well. But talking to him, he said it's so dry down there. He's a cotton farmer. He said, they haven't planted anything yet. He said they got to have things in the ground by June 3rd.
Okay.
So they're they're on that edge where, they're getting close to where they've got to have it in the ground or it ain't going to happen.
Yeah, I love watching George. I love watching his dad crank over the motors on the big mod. We have a video of him doing that at Louisville, and that was super cool to see all that happen. So, I like Hoffman came out and won the light supers last year. Very, very capable of doing that again. I would say we probably have a few bigger names this year than we did last year, and just in some of the classes, like having Esden Lane here and stuff like that, that helps. Just the event. Last year was our first year run, and I think we had the pulling world's attention, but a lot of that, you guys there's no money guaranteed to pay out, but we got all of our fixed costs covered, and all the money from the live stream and the gate goes back to the pullers. And it's a 2-night. I think we have some bonuses Friday night. I think if you win Friday night, you get $500, but then the purse is over the weekend. It's like Bowling Green.
Okay.
We're going to pay, like a weekend winner type of a thing.
Gotcha.
So,
best overall, best average finish.
Yep. And Oso Negro ran awesome last weekend.
Yep.
So,
it's
good to see our Texan mods doing good. I talked to Brian Massetti, that Golden State Invitational in November. He really wants to get some of the Texas two-wheelers and the Texas mods out for that event. Wayne Purser went out last year with Kent Urban's tractor. Urban's tractor as well. Uncle Sam was out there. What's Kent Urban call his?
Which one? Yes. Well, there's Kent. There's
the one that runs around more with Purser that works on him. I think it's Kent.
That's the Stud Mule.
Stud Mule, yeah. Stud Mule was out there as well.
Has the twin Aries motors on it. Yeah.
So
big 10-liter Aries motors. So yeah, Brandon Dillon had a great weekend there with his triple Chevy tractor. Running the camera down at 300 foot, I only had one tractor that made me nervous, and it was that trial and error Ford. It went out of bounds on my side of the track, and I didn't get nervous till I saw in my peripheral the folks behind the guardrail on my left side jumping up and running backwards. and my brain is like, why are they running?
Yeah. No, I'm telling you, when you're filming, you're looking through that monitor, and there is some depth perception on that. You got to be careful.
There is.
Chandler's talked about that before. He's like, I'm just so focused on the shot that I might miss it. I'm like, well, don't get run over, buddy.
Yeah. So in my peripheral, I thought they're running for some reason. Is it really that close? And he wasn't too far away. So, that awesome weekend. How do folks tune in to the TPC? You want to watch it live? Just
go to thepullerchampionship.com. Click on the live stream button, and it takes you right to the information, and away you go. You can go on there and see all the competitors that are coming. It's $20 each night. In person, $25 for the live stream, or $40 for a weekend pass. And again, every dollar goes back to the puller. It's a great way to. We always say, Ron, the purses aren't big enough, for the pullers. This is your chance to really, make it a big purse. Mike Connie with the Mac Trailer Winter Nationals. Those are the biggest purses I've ever seen. $10,000 to win. Those 4 classes that he had about a month ago at Louisville at Freedom Hall. And we're hoping I don't know if we'll get there this year or not. If we have a big enough crowd, it can happen. So,
want to send out a congratulations to Blake Ott, Blake and Peyton Ott. Blake's a daddy.
Awesome.
Him and his wife Peyton had a little boy. So Bodie is a grandpa, proud grandpa. So congratulations to the Ott family there. And on a sadder note, I want to send condolences out to the Masterson family, a legend. Yep. Don Masterson, he didn't pull Outlaw, but he's part of that pulling family, and a lot of our pullers looked up to that man. And I've seen a lot of messages and comments from Outlaw pullers and fans alike, going out to the Masterson family. So condolences.
Yeah. He talked to a lot of Outlaw pullers, and they really only ran into Don at Louisville, and he's just a gentleman. He'd always talk to you, and just a great guy. And obviously his son, Kevin, will carry on the Masterson name and has done very well. They won Louisville and the Mac Trailer Winter Nationals with River Rat. So things are going good there. So, but he'll be missed. He had that. I think he fell off a trailer and hit his head in April of 2020, and just never really was the same after that. It really hurt him, but he did make it back to some polls, and he would always watch the live streams, and Kevin would always say hi to him and stuff like that. But that's got to be tough. So that's got to be tough.
So this is going down in the annals of history of being one of our longer shows.
The numbers were huge tonight. When I got home, I logged on right away. Big numbers.
I saw
but
that.
it should have been. I mean, we had a great sponsor on tonight, and then the sled reveal. It's fun when we have something new to talk about. So.
Yep. So next week, definitely tune in. That's a huge deal. You're going to want to hear about Coltrane.
You said it?
I did. I said it. Coltrane. Be on the lookout for it.
Does Dusty Berry haul that?
No, he doesn't. He does.
No, he's the coal roller. My bad.
Coal roller. Yeah. Coltrane. Yeah. So be on the lookout for that. Big reveal, press release coming out next Tuesday. Let's do our competition here, man. Are you ready for this? You have your sheet?
I always read off my computer. Let me. You've been practicing because you seem a little cocky tonight.
No, I have not.
Let me go into my desk here. Let me get logged in so I can read it. Tell them what we're doing, Ron, in case there's people watching. Like, what are these two knuckleheads doing?
You know what? Yeah, these two knuckleheads for sure. That's right. I don't know how we even started this. I think this was your idea, Jason.
I have a lot of great ideas.
Just to see how fast the Outlaw schedule, we're calling it the Iron Man schedule because there's so many hooks. We have 46 events, 56 sessions, of course, because a lot of those events are multiple session pulls. So Jason was like, well, let's see how fast we can read the schedule. And then it turned into a competition. And we were making our guests compete as well. We should have got Kim back on here. We could have had her reading the schedule.
I think Kim's still on here.
I think she's driving, though. I think she's actually.
We don't want to do that to her?
Yeah,
I saw her bouncing around in the green room. I saw her in the green room eating cherries and blueberries and drinking champagne. So
she was drinking Bacardi rum, I think.
Yeah. Hey, dude, Bacardi rum's good stuff. We should get them to be a sponsor. Do we sponsors of the Outlaws, Ron? We need to work on that.
Are you calling them tomorrow? You calling tomorrow?
Yeah, I could. Okay. I mean, we're the beer money pulling team. We should be able to pull something off.
That's right.
Don't you think?
I'm armed with my readers tonight. I'll be wearing my readers. Uh-oh. Jason, where'd you go? There's the spinning wheel of death. We'll get Jason back here in just a second. He barely beat me last week. Barely. The week before, I stumbled on one town name, and he beat me barely. So it's on this weekend. Jason, are you there?
Yeah, I'm plugging into my docking station.
Gotcha. Jason, did you see Dave Bennett's comment early in the broadcast?
I did not.
He thought I was imitating him early in the broadcast there.
The big hat.
His comment came with a lot of exclamation points. He was like,
I love it.
I want to go back and try to find that.
All right. There we
So a lot of comments tonight too. It's good to see. Oh, here it is. Bennett said he thought I was copying him with the hat.
Nobody can copy Dave Bennett. Nobody can copy Dave Bennett. Let me switch my camera around here.
I think I got a little something for you tonight, buddy. I think I'm going to put you on a trailer tonight.
Wonder why my camera won't work. I should know how to run this. It's my program, right? Sort of.
Yeah, you would think so.
Well, I was on my laptop and I came inside. You did put your glasses on. I like that.
I'm armed.
You're even a sexier cowboy now. So
yeah, I'm like a nerd cowboy now with my
nerd. I'm gonna leave the studio and come back on.
All right. We'll be waiting for you. All right, Jason. I think what he's doing is he's saying he's having technical difficulties with his camera and his audio, but what he's doing is he's warming up right now. He's warming up his voice, reading real fast, practicing basically. So you're back?
Yeah, I don't know why my camera won't hook up.
See, there he goes again with the camera thing. Right. Sure.
You think I'm scared of you, Stone? I beat you every single time we've done
We
this.
know you're practicing, Jason. We know it. You're warming up.
You're smoking.
You're warming up. I'm coming in cold.
You got some of that wacky tobacco down there in Texas, I'm afraid. We stopped in Colorado on the way home. So
no, we didn't make any pit stops like that. Though in Oklahoma, the dispensaries are numerous. I will tell you that. There are signs everywhere for green light dispensary and this dispensary and that dispensary. And just Missouri's the same way. Missouri passed legalized it too. So
did they?
So who's going first? The winner going to go first, or are you going to defer?
No, I think until you knock me off my throne, I think you have to go first each night. Then I know how fast I need to try the second time. That last week, Ronald, last week was the closest you've been. I was proud of you. I had to step it up last week.
No, the week before when I stumbled on one of the names, remember?
You had me.
I would have beat you.
I know.
And
that's like, oh, if I would have picked the right gear, I should have moved 100 pounds up. You sound just like a puller. Okay.
True, but my acute attention to detail, I wanted to give that venue justice by pronouncing their name correctly. So I made sure I pronounced it correctly before moving on to the next venue. See,
I love it. I love it when you read, like, use big words. That's cute. Acute.
All right, gotta. Are we ready?
Let me get my timer ready.
All right.
So every week, like Ron said, we read off the schedule. Ron and I have a contest. I'm 3-0 or 4-0 against Ron, but Ron has given me my money's worth. So,
all right.
So
you will hear Warrensburg, Missouri read twice. It's because it's in the schedule as a rain date. So,
and we made the rules up that you should, if it's on the schedule, you got to read it. So,
well, that was your rule, but you know.
Well, but we got to be fair. I mean,
all right. Tell me when you're set.
Yep. Okay, on your marks, get set, go.
Monette, Missouri, Ravenna, Nebraska, Cherokee, Iowa, Arlington, Nebraska, White Wright, Texas, Manila, Iowa, Concord, Nebraska, Rock Valley, Iowa, Albin, Nebraska, Bloomfield, Iowa, Ottawa, Iowa, Norfolk, Nebraska, Troy, Missouri, Marshallville, Missouri, David City, Nebraska, Montgomery City, Missouri, Lee, Nebraska, Pawnee City, Nebraska, Platte City, Missouri, Britt, Iowa, Mercer, Missouri, Pierce, Nebraska, Sac City, Iowa, Wayne, Nebraska, Humboldt, Iowa, Gordon, Iowa, Lamar's, Iowa, Warrensburg, Missouri, Scribner, Nebraska, Gibbon, Nebraska, Dealing, Texas, Mobile, Iowa, Mountain City, Kansas, Weekwater, Nebraska, West Point, Nebraska, Palmer, Nebraska, Macon, Missouri, Iowa State Fair, Wisner, Nebraska, Chickasha, Oklahoma, Madison, South Dakota, Nebraska State Fair, Unionville, Missouri, Buckner, Missouri, Bedford, Iowa, Spencer, Iowa, Lufkin, Texas.
30.87. Wow.
And I have the old schedule. I mentioned Chickasha, even though we're not in Chickasha. So just saying.
Nice. I'm kind of impressed right now.
Are you scared?
A little. I mean, I'm not scared, but I'm a little.
What was the time and what was your best time? Just saying.
30.87 was yours tonight. I think I've been in the 30s before. I don't think I've ever hit a 29, have I? I don't remember what I did last week. I'm looking for my notes.
Something.
Yeah. That's your best one.
Yeah.
The first week, I was a 33 and you were a 34. Then the second week, I was a 35, you were a 38, but you stumbled. But I know last week, it was tight. I think you were 31 and I was 30 something. So.
All right. Get your vocal cords ready. Are you ready?
All right, stop, collaborate, and listen. Okay.
Hang on. I'm getting the stopwatch ready here. All right. You ready?
Yep.
On your mark. Get set. Go.
Monette, Missouri, Ravenna, Nebraska, Cherokee, Iowa, Arlington, Nebraska, White Wright, Texas, Manila, Iowa, Concord, Nebraska, Rock Valley, Iowa, Auburn, Nebraska, Bloomfield, Iowa, Ottawa, Iowa, Norfolk, Nebraska, Troy, Missouri, Marshallville, Missouri, David City, Nebraska, Marble City, Missouri, Lee, Nebraska, Ponzi City, Nebraska, Platte City, Missouri, Britt, Iowa, Mercer, Missouri, Pierce, Nebraska, Sac City, Iowa, Wayne, Nebraska, Humboldt, Iowa, Gordon, Iowa, Lamar's, Iowa, Warrensburg, Missouri, Scribner, Nebraska, Gibbon, Nebraska, Dealing, Texas, Mobile, Iowa, Mountain City, Kansas, Weekwater, Nebraska, West Point, Nebraska, Palmer, Nebraska, Macon, Missouri, Iowa State Fair, Wisner, Nebraska, Madison, South Dakota, Nebraska State Fair, Unionville, Missouri, Buckner, Missouri, Bedford, Iowa, Spencer, Iowa, Lufkin, Texas.
All right. You didn't say Chickasha, but that's all right. Record, man. Record 29.78.
Woo! You as I was rolling through those, I'm like, Stone, this is fun. This is fun. I like this. So
yep. I need to get print off the new schedule so I don't say Chickasha, Oklahoma.
I would say
Chickasha, Oklahoma takes at least a second and a half to say, so that was the difference.
Plus, you got that hat on too. You know what I mean? So
29.78, new record.
Woo! New record. That feels good. We do have an Iron Man of the schedule. We have an Iron Man of a schedule. So.
Yeah, it is. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. Yeah. I'm so excited about all the things we got going on, all the sweeps and the shootouts and things. It's going to be an awesome. And there's still more stuff to come, more announcements to come before the season starts. So stay tuned every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Tune in on Wednesday nights at 7 with Live with Luceto. And don't miss next week. It's going to be awesome. And if you're bored this weekend.
What's that, buddy?
I say, folks, if you're bored this weekend and you want to go pulling and you can't yet because the season hasn't started, go to beermoneypulling.tv and watch the Hansel Sullivan Memorial Pull in live from Glencoe, Kentucky, 7 p.m. Central or 7 p.m. Eastern on Friday night, 6 p.m. Eastern on Saturday night.
And before I'm gonna share one of our live look-ins from Facebook from beermoneypulling.tv just to kind of show you some of the camera angles we work on. This is from the 2-wheel drive truck class Saturday night in Columbus, Texas, Thunder by the Colorado. What Ron does is he gets on the headset and says, "Hey, let's do a live look-in to let people know at home what they're missing." You'll notice we do that with outlawpulling.tv as well. So it's a great way for fans to see it, give them show them a couple tractors. Sometimes we forget and it goes too long, but hey, it happens. It happens to the best of us. So.
Yeah, we went for a little touch too long on Friday night, but it happens.
Yeah, it's all good. Here we go. So working on some new graphics. Ron's working on some stuff. We're going to keep stepping this up to make this as good as we can for all of you. But I'm going to bring this up real quick, and then Ron and I are going to ride off into the sunset. I'm going to get me a cowboy hat. So.
I should have known that I couldn't get through the broadcast without a comment from my buddy Dave Bennett. He said, "A hat can make anyone look better."
And that's something Dave Bennett would say. So.
Yeah, I don't know if that's meant for me or if that's self-deprecating humor for himself. I'm not sure. I'm
going to guess a little bit of both. A little bit of both. Dave's a humble man. So thank you for watching tonight. Thank you, Kim Bacardi, Titan Tire, for all that you do. Thank you to excited to see the new Outlaw Sled. Ron, thanks for all that you do, buddy, and have a good night.
Thanks for watching, everyone. Good night.
We get the next one fired up, get him around here. Takes a minute to get these blower trucks cranked up. They got to start them from outside the truck. Driver inside, got to have somebody out the blower to run the starter. There is no cooling system on these trucks. The engines don't circulate any coolant of any kind. So they try to have the track ready to go before they start them up. That way he can come out, hook to the sled, and make his run and get it shut down. Get pretty warm pretty quick. It's the sticker shock right here coming out of Toller, Texas. Mark Dempsey at the controls. Mark owns a trucking company up in Toller. Been pulling since 2007. He's won 3 Pro Mod championships. And in 2019, he swapped over to the 2-wheel drive division.
PayPal brings 30% more repeat buyers. Contact our payments experts and see how PayPal can help you drive more sales.
Likes the power of the big Hemi, the big supercharger. Real good looking truck right here. The sticker shock machine of Mr. Mark Dempsey. Here we go. Got everything ready to roll there. Oh, man. Something not quite sounding right in that truck. You heard it sounded like it pulled down a little bit. He may have just been in too high of a gear. Maybe having an issue where it didn't come up on top of the motor, but something not quite right with that machine. Goes 284 and 19, well short of the mark, well short of the glass. Mr. Dempsey's not going to be happy with that here this evening. Something going on with that machine for sure. Nonetheless, that's the way pulling works. You get one shot at it. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. These two-wheel drives running 6,200 pounds across the scale. They can run up to a 650 cubic inch engine. Most of them prefer some variation of a Chrysler Hemi, whether it's a Vinny Hemi or, there's so many different ones anymore. But most of them run one version or another of a Chrysler Hemi. Run a 1471 supercharger. The Pro Mods you're going to see coming up next, they can only run the 871. These guys run the big 1471. Any block they want, any heads, all aluminum motors. 18.4-inch wide cut pulling tires, and they're cranking out most of them right around, if not above, the 3,000 horsepower mark. These guys weigh 6,200 pounds, making 3,000 horse. That's quite a ride right there. Being told that we're live on Facebook, going to show our fans on Facebook there a few hooks. That'll be on the Beer Money Pulling Team Facebook page. Going to give them a little bit of a look at a few hooks. Not sure how many, but get on there, check that out. Got the next one getting fired up here. This young lady took the win last night. This is Mindy Brown in the Little Whip machine. Mindy has quite a pulling career, quite a resume. She competes on a regular basis at the National Farm Machinery Show in Louisville. She has won the National Farm Machinery Show twice. And through the research we could do, to the best of our knowledge, or to the best of my knowledge, she is the only pregnant lady who's ever won the National Farm Machinery Show. Quite a career over there. Like I said, she's won the finals over there on Saturday night twice now in this machine. Really good running truck right here. Truck won the class last night. They'd love for it to win it again tonight. Double up, sweep the weekend. That's always a good thing. Her dad, Donald, owns the truck. You seen him out here just a little bit ago with Whippet. But this is Mindy in the Little Whip. Ladies, get behind her. Do you think she can do it? Here, ladies. Oh, it looked pretty good. What do you think, ladies? Did she get it done? She had to beat 3:17.16. Her dad's sitting in number one right now. Oh, she takes the lead, goes 3:21 and 25. Make some noise for Mindy Brown, the Little Whip. Now she's got 4 more that's going to be trying to run her down and knock her out of that number 1 spot. Currently, right now, Mindy's sitting number 1. Donald, her dad, sitting number 2. And John Lynch, the Hard Times Ford, sitting in number 3. And 4 more guys going to be trying to mess that whole deal up for all of them. Well, I say 4 more guys, 4 more vehicles. One fella's got 2 of them in the next 4 to go. One more time, we need to thank all of our sponsors. You watch rolling on the big screen there, you see the banners up and down the track. If you know some, be sure to stop by and tell them thank you for sponsoring the show out here. We could not do it without them. We've got the vendors out here selling the earrings and the poppets and everything over behind the grandstand opposite of me. Right here behind us, they're set up selling the leather and the bullet jewelry, and they got some glassware back there, all kinds of cool things. You want to check that out. Right here at the red tent, set up selling the Zycheck Pulling Team T-shirts and the Page Morrow Memorial Foundation T-shirts. Behind us, they're selling the raffle tickets for the Page Morrow Scholarship Fund, where they're fixing to raffle off this fire pit. It's a really cool little deal. You're going to want to try to get you a ticket, take that home with you. Next truck coming around will be Mr. Dustin Corliss. The last truck coming out of the Nelson camp here. This truck was known for a long time as running till it's still the same truck, but got a new wrap and a new look for 2023. Now it's called the Texas Bullseye. Good running machine. Dustin, a real good driver. Does a fine job behind the wheel. Getting back in and hooked up. Here we go, Texas Bullseye. All pretty good looking pass there for the Bullseye. Pretty good looking run. Let's see what we get for a measurement. Dustin goes 317.09. Going to move into number 3. So them Nelson trucks are setting 1, 2, 3 right now. Setting 1, 2, 3 for the Nelson trucks at the moment. Good deal for them. They're sure happy about that. Mindy sitting out in the lead. Donald number 2. Dustin number 3. Oh, the next machine coming around. It's going to be David Hunt, the truck they call Shameless. David's ran the Shameless truck for several years.
Why, Pan Am? Because sometimes you got to give the 9 to 5 a whooping.
Last year, he built a new chassis, brand new truck from the ground up, still carrying the Shameless name, though. David Hunt, the Shameless machine. Man's own an auto body shop out of Leonard, Texas. Nice looking pass for the Shameless. Goes 3:12 and 55. 3:12 and 55 for the Shameless truck of David Hunt out of Leonard, Texas. All right, wanted to let y'all know they have reached their goal for the fire pit, so we are going to give it away right after these next two trucks. They got two vehicles to round this class out. And then while they're changing weights, we're going to give away that fire pit. Got to hoot and holler when we draw a ticket to let us know where you are. It's going to happen quick. We're going to give it away fast. Have your tickets ready. While they're changing weights, we're going to step through the gate right here where you can see us, and we're going to give it away. Next one coming around, this will be Cody Parks, the Gunsmoke machine. Gunsmoke from right here in Columbus, Texas. Normally we're driven by Robert Zychek. Letting Cody do the driving this weekend.